Welcome to this preparation lesson for grade 12 paper 3, which is based on the November 2022 National Paper 3. Please take time to read the instructions and information sheet because you don't want to miss out something, and make sure that you answer all the questions that you need to ask. So section A is an essay. You write one essay. Section B is transactional, and you write two transactional questions. So take time to look at this. It will be exactly the same in your final paper. You must make sure you answer everything in section A and section B. You must plan, edit, and proofread your work, and the plan must appear before your answer. You don't get marks for planning, but a good plan is going to make a much better essay. You know how fast you write. If you are a very slow writer, it might not be a good idea to write an entire rough draft. So you do get 3 hours for this paper, which is quite a lot of time, but pace yourself, practice before you write the exam, and make sure you give yourself enough time. So they have advised you how much time to spend on section A and section B. Look at it carefully. You need to practice before writing an entire paper so that you know how fast or how slow you're going to write. Section A, here are the essay questions from your November 2022 paper 3. I hope that you have it. If you don't have it, I'm showing it here. (1.6), 7, and 8 are always pictures. And they have reminded you that you must write, your essay must relate to what appears in the picture. So look at the picture very carefully and make sure that whatever you write is going to relate to that picture. So for example, this picture, it's a picture of a street. We don't know where that street is. It could be in Europe. It could be in Cape Town, somewhere in South Africa. You would have to be writing about that bicycle. You can't leave the bicycle out because that is an important feature in the picture. So we're going to start with a narrative essay. A narrative essay is your story essay. You know what you are best at writing. Some people are very good storytellers. Some people are good at writing an argument. So know what kind of writer you are. If you choose to write a story, you use the first person, I, or third person, he or she. You can choose either first or third person. Always write in the past tense for the entire essay. I say this because I have marked many essays where learners keep changing the tense. Do not do that. So if you know you're going to become confused with your tenses, stick to the past tense. All right, stick to it like glue. When you change tenses, it's going to reduce the mark that you get for that essay. In your introduction, you should introduce the characters, the setting, and the time of day. You don't have to do it like this, but this is basically a formula for writing your introduction. So if you look at, this is topic number 1 from that past paper, and I've written an introduction. Note that I have introduced 2 characters. So you've got Pearl and the woman in a white coat. I have created a setting, which is the bare room with a bare light bulb. And I have spoken about the time of day. She could not tell whether it was night or day. I have used only the past tense. The introduction is short and simple and leaves the reader wanting to know more. Please write simply and clearly. Don't try to impress anybody with your vocabulary, especially if you use words that you don't understand. Use the vocabulary that you know and understand. If you're writing a narrative essay, you can use direct speech and makes it more interesting. Put some dialogue in, it gives it energy, it brings the story to life. Remember to just use the correct punctuation if you're putting dialogue in. And preferably start each new speaker on a new line. So that is a technique you can use to engage the reader. You want to keep your reader's attention. So let's look at the reflective essay. This is an essay about yourself and your own experiences. It is personal. Write, once again, write only in the past tense. It's just a suggestion, it's not a rule. But if you write in the past tense, you will avoid those tense changes, which can really bring down the quality of your writing. Write about your feelings. Talk about your personal experience and write about those feelings. Which of the topics from November paper 3 can become a reflective essay? So I've listed which ones I felt could become reflective essays. You won't be told which type of essay to write. You will have to look at the topic and interpret it for yourself. Okay, so the main features of a reflective essay will be, again, your characters. So it could be maybe just you, or it can be maybe one. Don't introduce too many characters because this is a short piece of writing. And if you have too many characters, then it gets out of control. You need your introduction, body, and conclusion in any type of essay. We want to see that. And the examiner will want to see creative use of language, your descriptions. It's not a descriptive essay, but you need some nice descriptive language and figures of speech, adjectives, but don't overdo it. Don't make it too much. Okay, so in a reflective essay, you are the main character. You are the star of your life. In the introduction, introduce your main idea or topic. In the introduction, let the reader know from the beginning what the essay is about. In the body, express your views in the 3 body paragraphs. Use examples of real things that have happened. Don't be vague and don't make your whole essay about some vague idea. Okay, give real life examples of things that have happened. Think of examples from your own life. If you can't think of an example, you can make it up. Nobody will ever know whether it happened or not. Okay, but the examples are important. We don't want to see a discussion of vague ideas. And then you can look at those topics and decide which one you could use to write a reflective essay. Question 1.3 is definitely reflective. You can decide whether you can write about these issues from your own life. See what you get once you've highlighted the keywords. Practice drawing a mind map. Practice your essay writing before the exam. So here is an example of reflective writing about somebody's childhood. Do not plagiarize anything off the internet. That is an exam irregularity. It's got to be your own original writing. So this is just an example of reflective writing. This is not really long enough for exam purposes, but it is just a short example to show you what a reflective essay might look like. Here's another example of a reflective essay about facing challenges, which is a very possible topic in your final exam. So you can practice a bit, write about challenges in your life, write about your goals for your future, write about painful times where you managed to turn your experience into something positive that can help others. You don't have to write an entire essay, just practice the writing process. These are topics that regularly come up in the final exam, so it's worth it to practice this type of writing.